What's up, Bobcats, and welcome to a brand new series we're starting here at Georgia College, Major Moments. I'm Madelyn Agostini, and today I'm joined with AnnaBelle DeHaas, who's going to tell us about her chemistry major.
I'm really excited to be here, guys.
Hey, AnnaBelle.
I'm so glad you're here. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so you're a chemistry major.
Yes.
How did you choose to study chemistry at Georgia College?
So I came in with a pre-medicine concentration, and I originally started as biology just because that was what I think I had heard about that was the easiest pathway, but I ended up deciding to go with chemistry halfway through my freshman year because I learned, and I sat in on a seminar during our first year that said you have to do what you're good at, you have to follow what you're passionate about. And after I took my first Gen Chem class, it was what I loved, and I genuinely fell right for it. Like, it became what I was passionate about, it became what I was good at, and it made the switch super easy. Choosing Georgia College was just going off of what my mom told me, that you'll know where you're supposed to be when you get there because you'll feel it in your bones. And the second I toured here, I stepped right on front campus, and it was like, we canceled the rest of my tours. I knew this is where I was supposed to be.
Yes, I love that. It just felt different here, I guess you could
say. It really did. Applying was so stressful. I remember, like, it used to keep me up at night just because it's a lot, you know? And when I finally felt like, okay, I have the place that I want to go to down, it made everything seem so much more doable because the hardest part was just choosing, and when I fell in love with Georgia College, it was easy after that.
Yeah, and so you got that chemistry experience in your Gen Chem class, you said, and so was there a part of that class or maybe your chemistry journey overall that really stands out to you, like an experiment or a memorable experience from the classroom or even out of class?
I would say what really did it for me was when we did what we call the aspirin lab. We were learning how to make one of the main ingredients, acetyl salicylic acid. And I know, and obviously I wasn't very successful because we were freshmen and we were just learning how to measure, and they put a fancy label on it to help give us that passion, that drive to try and be successful. And although I wasn't successful, the whole learning process of when I broke a beaker and we had to do the proper glassware cleanup and just kind of finding my way around the lab, it was like stressful and it was fun, and I felt so scientific, like I was finally being taken serious, even at that baby level of a lab. That was the genuine moment where I was like, okay, Mom, I think I want to change my major. Like, I loved it. Being in the lab is where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, I love that. And so I guess if you could go back to your freshman self in that lab for the first time, what would you say to her?
It gets so much better. I remember thinking that lab was one of the best opportunities I would ever have. And it gets so much better than that. We get opportunities to do research. We're one of the few universities that do undergrad research, and everyone in our major is given an opportunity to do that, which is so unheard of. I love that opportunity. Awesome. So we get to meet with all the different professors, and we get to choose a project that we're passionate about, bring that to the professor, and then they guide us through our own project. So I would just tell her, A, hang on, and B, it gets so much better. Don't lose your goggles, too. That's another good one.
Don't lose your goggles.
Don't lose them.
That's awesome. And so you mentioned working one-on-one with a professor about a project. Have you done a project that you would brag about any given day to someone who might not even understand?
Oh, absolutely. One of the research projects I just finished working on was comparative analysis of copper nanoparticles, so tiny pieces of copper metal that I made, and how they are effective in preventing bacterial growth. So we plated them, put them on agar plates that I made, which is the plate that you grow bacteria on, and we put them on discs, and then we plated, like, swabbed E. coli and B. subtilis on there to try and see if the metal was toxic to the bacteria. So it was a really cool idea to kind of move away from the silver sulfadiazine cream that's currently on the market and go more, and just kind of change the approach. I wanted to see if there was another metal that was less toxic to our body that would still do something like that. It was a lot of work, but it was a ton of fun.
Yeah.
So it might be confusing, but I was just killing bacteria with tiny metal.
See, I'm like, that I can understand. But that is so cool that you've gotten to do that.
Yeah.
So obviously you're doing a ton of research because you get that opportunity in the undergrad, and you're using the labs to perform your experiments.
Absolutely.
What would you say is your most used campus resource, though?
So this is something I've been thinking about a lot recently. I would say actually the mental health resources, because something that's not talked about enough in the STEM world is the pressure we put on ourselves and that we feel from jobs and other opportunities. Like, the school wants us to succeed, but a lot of the pressure comes from just self-inflicted, like, oh, my classmate did really well on this test, I have to keep going. And having the ability to go see a therapist that's provided by the university that's not far and works around my schedule, because I'm also a full-time employee, is amazing. And that's been the biggest help, because she just reminds me that I'm a person outside of the lab. And it's good to have that perspective, because we get so bogged down in 6-hour labs and research and trying our best to perform, and we have all these ambitious goals, and just having someone that works for the university that reminds you, like, hey, you're a person too.
Right.
Gives you that perspective that the university as a whole doesn't just care about you for what you can provide. They care about you because you're you. So that's my most used resource, and I genuinely mean that. I wouldn't be half as bubbly as I am without Jamie. She is the best.
So obviously you're bouncing around, again, research, experiments, all that stuff. What would you say is the most unexpected skill you got from your chemistry major?
I would say people skills, because when it came to doing that nanoparticle project I talked about, I had to do a lot of interdepartment knocking on door, like, hey, you're the expert in this field, I'm running into XYZ problems, can you help me? Our new interim dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, Dr. Pillay, he was a huge help of that. And at the time, he was the chair of the biology department, but he was a microbiology expert. So I went to him for help, and I went to our chair at the time for help, and just the ability to reach out to people and use that connection and not be afraid to say, hey, I really need help. Asking for help is hard, but going higher up outside of your department is scary, just because he doesn't necessarily know me. I'm not in his department.
Right.
But he rolled his sleeves up and he was willing to help me. Mr. Brady, he also helped me learn how to make the agar plates. They were a huge help. Even though they're outside of your department, everybody in the STEM field wants you to succeed.
Yeah.
So if you need help in physics, you need help in math, go to those people, because you may not be their major student, but they care about you. So that was something that I think was really cool to learn, and gave me the confidence to be further comfortable reaching out for even more help from more people.
Absolutely.
Because everybody cares. You just don't necessarily see that because you don't ask. And he still helps me to this day, even though he's the dean.
Really?
He is very busy doing a lot of stuff, but he is still there for me, emails me, checks up on me. It's amazing how much they invest in you, and when you build that rapport, like they tell you to talk to your professors, they invest just as much as you do.
Yeah.
And that was really cool to see that he still cared, even though they moved him up, and they moved him up for a reason.
Right.
He's the best.
And I feel like that's a really unique experience that we get here at Georgia College, is getting to talk to professors and deans and chairs one-on-one to ask them questions.
Because they're not too busy to not care. They're not numbers focused.
Right.
They're people focused.
Exactly.
Dr. Pillay knew me by name. Our president knows me by name. The staff here, they know you by name, and that's how it's always been. All because I just walked up to her and I said, I'm so excited to meet you, President Cox. I'm so excited to meet you, Dr. Pillay. My name is AnnaBelle. And then from there on, it was I'm walking to the Max, I'm walking to lab, and they said hi to me back. It was whoa, wait, guys, oh my gosh.
That's awesome.
President Cox knows my name.
Right, and you get the selfie and the hello. That is the best. It
seriously is a highlight of your year. I love it so much.
That is so true. So you've had experience obviously in biology, now chemistry. What's coming next for you after graduation in May? Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. You too. So I'm excited to hopefully soon hear back from a research plan that I have set forth for my master's program at Georgia Tech. I'm hoping to get my master's in biochemistry and take a research plan that's a little secret. I can't talk about it. I'm hoping to take it with me and make some big changes in medicine. I look forward to it. I'm taking my tenacity all the way to Atlanta.
Oh, that is awesome. Well, I can't wait to see what you come up with.
I'm sad to leave, though.
Me too.
It stinks.
It does.
You
it's
get
so
rooted here, and then I'm like, wait, you want me to leave? Why?
Just flipping you back up.
That's so... I can't stand that.
No, we can talk about it later. We can talk about it.
If you have tissues.
When you're a freshman, obviously you're going into your chemistry major. Talking to freshmen that are maybe starting their chemistry major now, what would you say is in that chemistry major starter pack?
Oh, I'm so excited about this. Okay, number one, don't get normal goggles that have the strap around the back of your head, because they will leave lines on your face and they will give you a headache. They make lab goggles now with side shields that are still proper PPE, protective personal equipment, but they fit like sunglasses. Invest in really good shoes, because again, you're on your feet for several hours. I found a favorite pen, because we have to write in lab manuals in a very professional manner. They teach us to notate like you would if you were in a professional lab, because sometimes those lab sheets are taken to court cases and stuff like that. Oh, wow. So you want it to be as professional as you can. So I would tell them, find a utensil you love and keep a ton of them. Get good shoes, and buy the best lab goggles you can. And good luck.
My last question is, if you could pick a pop culture trend to describe your chemistry major, which one would it be?
You know the Taylor Swift line that's like, I cry a lot, but I'm so successful? Honestly, that's true, because we'll be up so late doing homework, but we have back-to-back exams, and that's true for all majors at certain times.
Right.
But it's pretty heavy during STEM season, especially for chemistry. We have what's called the ACS exams, the American Chemical Society standardized exams that we take at the end of every class, just about every class.
Wow.
And so yeah, I cry a lot, but I'm still pretty successful.
There you go. AnnaBelle, it was so fun sitting down with you today.
I'm really happy.
So glad that I got to learn more about you and your chemistry major. I had no idea all the cool stuff you were doing.
I think it's cool. It's everyday life, so I'm just happy to be here. And
Right.
I'm really happy for the opportunities.
That's
and I'm happy
awesome.
to have gotten to talk to you too.